Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard the Robbie shouted.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. First of all, that's a horrible thing to say. Secondly, yes, we did. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
No. Apparently I was muted this whole time.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Oh, sorry guys. I had no idea I was muted. I wonder if I probably had some people come and leave. Personnel files. Hack 5 bypass. Password Tenderfoot, really? Personal files. Last entry. Theodore buried last night. Reed asked me not to report his death in our quarterly. Sounds fair to me. We was asked to prepare a statement or something for the other workers. Been thinking about it. Don't know what to tell him. Don't end up like Theodore. Do your work, show up, wear a smile, and you'll get your medical privileges. It's a start. Wow. Okay. Alright. So now to go, I guess, actually do probably the quest I'm actually here for to begin with. It's been long enough, I think. Tell you, the game just looks gorgeous too.
Hey, no.
What'd you do?
She got ready to swan me.
Oh, what'd you do?
I was trying to get her moved so I can actually
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for me.
The cans bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's, mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
I'll wait until you're finished.
You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
It's just what Bess needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry. I'm
By the way, I
sorry.
believe this is the character I was telling you about of a certain
And
persuasion.
I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
We can start with introductions. I'm Jerry.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
I think you may have the wrong idea about me.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
My ship needs repairs. I'm looking for a power regulator.
Only regulator we've got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Let me guess. You want me to do something for you before you'll help me?
My proposition benefits the both of us. Please, hear me out. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
Just gonna test the audio, guys, real quick. Perfect. Okay. That's exactly what I needed. When you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
I don't think these people will take kindly to losing their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Alright. Why?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
Sounds like a you problem.
Let's see. I've seen Edgewater. I don't blame those workers for walking out.
Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
Let's see. How will I recognize... No, I can't make any promises.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith, for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented, and may prove useful to you.
Sure, I could use the company.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Let's get going. TMP New Manager Seminar. You've gained a companion. They are characters that join you in your adventures and may help in a variety of ways. Companions provide combat support. Their skills enhance your skills. They increase your carrying capacity, which is always good. You can unlock special companion combat abilities with the inspiration skill. Learn more about your companions in the companion ledger. Oh, and I just got a level up. Okay. I'm at. I love you, buddy, but not right now. Him's good, buddy, but not right now.
Go lay down.
Okay, did you watch that clip?
Absolutely tweet.
Key? I don't know why.
That's exactly what I told you just a second ago.
I thought you were making a joke. You didn't tell me it didn't actually go through. Copy link. Alright, let's see if it works this time. Oh, it's because you need to click the... You should have been able to just click that up there and it would have worked. Okay. Alright, so I love the waiting animation.
Hey, mister.
Ooh, hey,
can we
what's in
talk?
here?
Sorry.
Sure, Parvati, what do you need?
Let's talk. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Alright. Let's see. Figures. Reed didn't exactly strike me as the most honest soul.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Let's see. Can't blame anybody for wanting to leave. This town's got issues.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
I met the vicar. He asked me to find a book for him.
Books are for rich folk. I wonder what he wants with something like that.
I suppose it couldn't hurt. We'll stop by.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
Okay. So, now that I have leveled up, that was why I went into this originally, was to pull my build, because as I update my build in the game, I'm going to update my build here. Okay, so let's see. 10 points available. All right, so I'm going to put more in my stealth for sure, because I need to get my lock pick up. 30. Oh, okay. So wow, Parvati actually gave me some to my lock picking as well. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get tech up a little bit more. Do a little bit of leadership, because I know that'll help with some stuff there. All right, throw a little bit more into ranged. Okay. All right, defense. Okay. All right. Keep going with dialogue. Okay. One more point available. So. All right. Cool. Oh, hey. So I hit 40 in science. So that means right now I get. Oh, so it doesn't give me the bonus unless I've met the base. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Okay. Did I go up any? Nope. Nope. Okay, good. All right. So apply those points. So right now I did. So ranged.
Please, Noir, I love you. Please stop. Please.
Okay, defense.
No, honey. I love you. Please stop.
Okay, dialogue. Okay. Stealth. Yep. tech. Okay. And leadership. I think should I put 2 points in that. Sorry, Hunter, you don't get to sit on my phone, dear.
She's needy kitty tonight, isn't she?
Mm-hmm. All right.
I would let her love up on me, but every time she nuzzles me, it messes up my lines.
Okay. Now for Parvati, what has she got? TNL makes the best gear for your friends and family, the Companion Ledger. The Companion Ledger shows you everything you need to know about your companions. You can see their skills, stats, status effects, and gear. To change your companion's gear, first select the item you want to swap over, then choose a compatible item to replace it with. You can also change how they behave in combat by selecting their preferred weapon, follow distance, and aggressiveness. Yeah, they really went with a full-spec combat system here. Alright, so Parvati's got an impact hammer and a pistol. Let's see. Wow, so that impact hammer's got good stuff for her. Alright, trying to remember what that means. Armor, okay. Perks, okay. Alright. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, so that's good to know. Go back to my inventory real quick. Alrighty, let's see, repair. No, I need to go to a workbench, really. Alright. Let's head over to the Vicar.
The vicar to vicar?
Yep. The quicker Vicar-upper.
Because he's got a bounty.
No, that's an altar boy. Get it?
No,
I'll just
yeah.
be a minute.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Alrighty, Vicar. What you got to say, my dude?
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Ah, Miss Holcomb. How rare to see you out.
Meow meow.
And with a complete stranger. Curious.
This here's Vicar DeSoto. He's always offering spiritual counsel to those that need it.
Thank you for the kind assessment, Miss Holcomb. I admit, I've been quite interested to make our outsider's acquaintance.
I haven't found your book yet.
Please, get it.
Let's see. Of course, but I had something I wanted to ask you.
What would you like to discuss?
Parvati wanted to talk to you about what Reed asked us to do.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away.
Yes, you are good.
I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission.
Lay down.
What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Cut off the power to Adelaide's deserters.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
Good boy. So what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Is that even possible?
Not if things are left to stand as they are.
Alright.
Where are we headed?
You mentioned something earlier that I wanted to ask you about.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's a church.
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
You're a mechanic. Whenever you see a machine, it's in need of fixing. Or, well, I don't know. It's an ideal, not what we live in, but what we strive for.
It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Yeah, let's go back to it. Cool. I did not know you could talk to her about that.
It's good to know.
Hmm? Alright, why does it look like you are? Notification duration. Graphics was under here. Gameplay. Oh, field of view. Alright. Alright. See if that does it. We'll save game anyways. Except. Okay, that looks a little bit better now. I actually had the FOV up too high. Yep. Alright, so... Oh, wait a minute. I've actually got a couple of other missions. So what have I got so far? Comes new the power. Stranger in a strange land. Deliver reads message. Fistful of digits. Okay. Small grave matter. Abernathy. Probably at his residence. Alright. Where's his residence? Is that active? Oh. There we go. Have I not been in this?
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you? Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy.
Take it easy. Oh, you want to tell me what's got you so nervous?
You some sort of wandering alienist? Walking into a man's own domicile, pestering him about his mental state?
I'm positive you mentioned something about being plagued.
You don't know that. I could have been saying anything. Maybe I said vague. You know how words sound a mite strange when you're sick. Wait, no. Oh, damn it. Okay, listen. Maybe I am feeling a little under the weather, but I swear I'm on the mend. Please, don't tell the constable.
Let's see. Why not? You should put a sign over your door or something, or at least cover your mouth.
And become the town pariah? I'm already the oldest worker in town. I don't need to give him another reason to avoid me. Hey, you're hale and healthy and possibly for hire, ain't you? Do a good turn for an expiring old man?
Depends on what you need.
Couple hours out of your day and some light second story work. That's all. There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got, anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine, and bring it back to me.
Not so fast. I've got some questions.
I'll do what I can.
Why can't you just buy some medicine yourself?
I tried medicating myself with adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy.
Okay. In other words, the company won't treat you because you're already sick.